girls go through their dancing.
Well, yeah, they're cute and all. But Kate just can't grasp that forgiveness thing. I just can't.
I know. It's not easy, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's not. I wake up in the morning, try to find something positive to think about, and all I do is cry. I have a family that loves me, and I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to participate in life.
Do you ever think of asking for help?
Well, yeah, in between moments of anger and despair. But who do I ask?
How about your family?
Yeah, right. I just put them through so much already. I've messed up so much. I don't want to put them through another roller coaster ride.
You know, Jillian, there is more than just your family on earth. You know, Father in heaven, He really wants to hear from you say, Father, I need you. I want you. Jillian, He is here waiting for you.
But do you really think He wants me?
Of course He is.
But Kate, you don't understand. I've been my whole life bouncing like a ping pong ball up and down with Him in a relationship. And I just don't think He can trust me again.
Yes, He can. Jillian, have you ever asked Him?
Drowning in your sea of forgetfulness, the chains of yesterday surround me. I yearn for peace and rest. I don't want to end up where you found me, and it echoes in my mind, keeps me awake tonight. As far as the east is from the west, and to stand before you now as though I've never sinned. Today I feel like I'm just one mistake away from you leaving me this way. Jesus, can you show me just how far east is from the west? I can see the one I've been rising up in me again. In the arms of your mercy I find rest. You know just how far the east is from the west. One scarred to the other. Day the war begins, endless reminding of my sin. Time and time again, the truth is drowned by the storm I'm in. Today I feel like I'm just one mistake away from you leaving me this way. Jesus, can you show me just how far east is from the west? I can't bear to see the one I've been rising up in me again. In the arms of your mercy I find rest. You know just how far the east is from the west. One scarred hand to the other. I'm not
You know, the Christian faith is called the Christian faith because that's what it is. It's faith. Listen, God could come and go on the 6 o'clock news now, and he could sit down and say, all right, well, here's how you guys did not so good on that faith thing. So I'm just going to sit down and reveal myself to you and show you who I am. Here's my 10 commandments. Here's what happens to people who don't follow me. Lightning, earthquakes, floods. Okay? But then it wouldn't be the Christian faith. Okay? We walk not by sight, but by faith. Yeah. If there's a test out there, it's a test of our faith, right? We have to exercise. Faith is like a muscle. We have to exercise it. And on the day we first came to Christ, we had a little teeny tiny bit of faith. Little teeny tiny bit, but just enough to go, okay, Lord, I'll ask you to come into my life and be my Lord and my Savior, to forgive me of my sins, and I'll do my best to walk with you. And we had little bits of faith. And usually for most people, when you get saved, when you first get saved, God does all these cool little miracles, you know. You know, you start praying for a parking space, and all of a sudden, ooh, there's a parking space right in front, you know. Right? You know, all those cool little things that God does for us, right? But then there's something called the cycle of faith. And in the cycle of faith, what happens is we first believe. Now, and it works two ways. If you're a child who grows up in church, you believe because you're on your parents' faith. Or maybe you came to Christ as an adult, but you have some faith, but then the doubt comes, right? And there gets that point in that circle of faith when you're about 3 o'clock in the afternoon where you start doubting, wow, maybe there isn't a God. Maybe I just had too much pizza the night before I had that vision, or... Right? Don't you start thinking, you're going, what was I thinking? I think that pastor tricked me into giving my heart to Jesus, you know. I think he had ulterior motives, you know. And so then you get to a point where you really feel in your heart that you're denying God. You go, you know what? I can't touch him. I can't feel him. So I'm just going to say, nah, there really isn't a God. And then there comes a time about about 9 o'clock where you start seeing, wait a minute, maybe now I'm seeing something good happening, and we come back to our faith. It's a walk that each pilgrim, each Christian, each person of faith has to walk through.
Jesus Christ! I can't believe I crashed my car again!
Why do you do that?
Do what? Crash my car?
No. Why do you say his name like that?
It's just a name, and so what? He's dead.
He's not dead, Sean.
How do you know? You see him at church yesterday?
I don't need to see him to know he's alive, and I don't have to go to church to see him either.
Come on, Jeff. If he ain't standing here in front of us, he's D-E-A-D, dead.
I know he's alive because when Dad moved out a few months ago, I asked Jesus to bring him home. It didn't happen right away, but Dad did come home. Dad says Jesus is the reason we're all together today. If Jesus were dead, my dad wouldn't be home with us.
So what makes you think Jesus cares about you and your dad?
I know he cares because he's God, and God sent his only son, Jesus, to die so we can be forgiven of all the bad things we did.
That's crazy! Ain't nobody died for us.
Jesus did, and all I know is I'm not sad anymore since I asked him to come and live in my heart. It was that easy.
You know, now that I think about it, you have changed. You don't sit by yourself so much anymore at school.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard for a dead man to put a smile on my face.